All right, welcome back. We are in 11.3, Unit 3, sorry, Unit 11, Lesson 3, Tennessee Revealed Geometry, Area of Circles and Sectors. Okay, well, come on, people. Y'all should know what an area of a circle is by now because you've done it in middle school probably bazillion times every year, but that sector right there is come like me something new to y'all. All right, so what is a sector? Think about a slice of pie or how many slices of pizza you eat. The area of, the pepperoni that you cover. That's a sector. So visually, it's just like a slice of pie. All right, so it does have its own little formula, but it looks like we're going to start off with sectors. All right. Oh, okay. And they go over circumference as well. All right. Well, let's talk about that. Area and circumference, not the same thing. Area is what's inside the circle in this case, and circumference is the uh, outside part. If you got a square, you add up all four sides type thing. So circumference is 2 times pi times your radius. Now, if you're wondering what pi is, it's an irrational number, 3.1415962. It keeps going on and on and on and on. And what it is, if you've never seen my videos before, it's the circumference divided by the diameter of your object. It's always going to be the same thing, 3.14 something, 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 something. So that's what pi is. Okay, so the area formula is pi r squared. So you take your radius and you square it. And if you're like me, uh, and you like to keep it ACT style, then you're just going to take the r square and leave pi in your answer. That's called an exact terms of pi. And the reason why I like this is because decimals can get messed up when rounding. So I kind of leave it in terms of pi. It makes life easier. And that's the way they're going to see it, uh, you know, the higher level math they go. Anyway, all right, you guys, so let's see. I'm on page 647 of your workbook, or if you're following along with me in your ebook, it looks a lot like this. Example number 1, area of a circle. All right, it says Keon is building a circular patio in his backyard. What is the area of the patio to the nearest square foot? Our well, area of a circle is pi r squared, so we need to find the radius. And I see they give me the diameter. Diameter is the length all the way through the circle, going through the center. So I'm going to take that 24 and divide by 2 to get my radius of 12. All right, so again, pi r squared, so pi times 12 squared is 144 pi. Um, so I like leaving it like this, 144 pi, because that's the way they're going to see it later on. But if you are a teacher who wants them to multiply by the pi button on the calculator, fantastic. 144 times my pi button, it's about 452.4. 452.4. All right, there you go. Oh, all right, you guys. So the diameter, so the radius, I got ahead of myself. My apologies, is 12 feet. So 144 pi or 452.4. Okay, there you go. Done correctly. All right. Let's see. All right. Oh, okay. Part B. Keon can purchase paving stones for 135 per square yard. About how much will he spend on paving stones of his patio? Okay. Well, first off, I noticed this says square yards and this was square feet. We're going to do a little conversion here, I believe. Oh, yes, we are. There it is right there. All right. So, okay. So there are 3 feet in a yard. 3 feet in 1 yard. If you're talking about square feet, that's going to be 3 times 3 is 9 in a square yard. So 9 square feet in a square yard. So to change this, we're going to have to take 144 pi and divide by 9 and leave the pi in the answer. So 144 divided by 9 is 16 pi. All right, so now we've got it in square yards. All right, now we're going to multiply by 135 because it says per. Per means to multiply. Square yard, so 135 times our 16 pi. And we're going to get $6,786. So Keon could expect to spend about 6,786, and they're saying about because you have state, taxes. Where I am, everybody is in Tennessee. It's almost 10% taxes, so you're going to have more money to put with that 6,786. Looks like we're done example number 1. And I had to turn the page, I guess, to get to the next part, didn't I? All right. So example number 2, next page, 648. All right, got to find the area of a circle with a missing measure, and they give me the diameter, which means I've got to divide by 2. No, I got to find the diameter. Find the diameter, and they give me the area. Interesting. And they did this one for me. Okay, well, nice. Area is 196 pi equals the formula pi r squared. You're going to first off do the opposite of multiplying by pi, and that's to divide by pi. And these little symbols cancel out, leaving 196 equal to r squared. And the opposite of squaring is to square root the 196. And you get 14, and that is your radius. Be aware of what you're solving for and what the problem's asking for. Radius is 14. They ask for the diameter, double it to get the diameter. All right, so 14 times 2 is 28. And we got 28 yards. Okay, there's example number 2. And we got to check on the same page 648. I got to find the diameter of the circle with the area of 915 square feet. Okay, so the 915 would go right there. Now, I'm going to assume that includes the pi, because unlike this problem, there's no pi symbol behind it. It's not 196 pi. It's not 915 pi. It's 915. So the first thing you got to do is divide by the pi. Now, you are going to want to divide by pi that's in your calculator, not 3.14, because 3.14 is a rounded number. And if you round sometimes in the middle of your problem, your final answer comes off a little bit. And sometimes if you round on multiple steps, it comes off way off. So take 915, divide by the pi in your calculator. Look for the pi, whatever calculator you're using. Divide by that. I got 291.25, yada, 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 yada. Now I got to do the opposite of squaring. It's to square root that number. So I'm going to do the square root of that 291.25, yada, 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 yada. And I got 17. Now remember, that is my radius. What I just found is my r, and this problem asked for the diameter. Take that 17 point yada, yada, multiply times 2, and you get the diameter is to the 10th, 34.1, because the number behind that is a 3. 3 does not make the 1 change. So we got a 34.1 foot diameter. All right, I'm done with page 648. If you need another example, go online, get it, and I'm moving on to the next page. All right, here we come, area of the sectors. Okay, so as you can see, it looks like a slice of pie, does it not? Or a slice of pizza. This is the area that you are putting in your mouth to eat. All right, you may not eat the whole pie, or you might for that matter, but it's how much of the pie you are consuming. All right, like I said, it has its own formula. And, okay, to actually show you how the formula comes about, that's fine. This is what we tell everybody. It's the central angle, and we've talked about that before, divided by 360, because that's the part of the angle you are eating. That's why it's out of 360 total, because a full circle is 360, times the area of the circle, pi r squared. So the angle, the central angle divided by 360 times pi times your radius squared. This is your formula, and you're going to want to memorize this. All right, example number 3. Here we go. All right, Malaya is playing a game where she must track her progress using sectors of a circle and a circular game piece. The game piece has a diameter. Ooh, okay. We might have to divide that by 2 to get the radius. 3.5 centimeters and is divided into 6 congruent sectors. What is the area of one sector to the nearest hundredth? Hundredth is 2 numbers after the decimal. All right, got to find the measure of the arc. Well, 360, and it says I have 6 equal parts. So I'm going to take 360 and divide by 6. And that's going to give me 60 degrees. Now, this is the number that goes on top. 60 over 360 times pi r squared. All right. Well, they give me the diameter, 3.5. That is the length all the way across. Divide that by 2 to get the radius. 3.5 divided by 2 is 1.75. So this is the number they're plugging in for the r, if you're wondering where that came from. All right, so now we got 60 over 360 times pi times 1.75, which is your radius, to the second power. Grab your calculator. We're going to do all of this at once. So 60 divided by 360 times, now, do they want me to keep it in terms of pi? Nope. So I'm going to multiply times the pi button on my calculator times 1.75 squared. So it looks like it's approximately, and rounding to the nearest hundredth, 1.603. But 3 does not make the 0 change, so it's 1.60. And that's going to be squared centimeters. So there's the area of one of these pieces. Like, for instance, it's the area of this blue piece. All right. Oh, we got to check. Okay. Jory is crafting a wall clock using paint and a set of battery-operated clock hands. The clock will have a diameter of 3. All right, divide that by 2 to get your radius, everybody. What is the area of each sector to the nearest hundredth? Okay, so I have, looks like 12 sectors. Take 360, divide by 12 to get this central angle on every single one. So 360 divided by 12, I've got 30. All right, so now I'm going to have 30 over 360 because my angle, I'm going to put a 30 right there, over 360 times pi times my r. Now remember, they gave me the diameter is 3. So my radius is going to be half of that, which is 1.5. So I'm going to put a 1.5 for this r right here. So grab your calculator, put in 30 over 360 times pi times 1.5 squared. Alrighty, what we got here? To the nearest hundredth is 0. Now I'm looking at a 589, but the 9 makes the 8 go to a 9. So it'll be 0.59 because the hundredth is 2 numbers after the decimal. All right, example number 4. Turning into the next page. All right, using the area of the sector to find the area of a circle. All right. One sector of a circle has an area of 42 square feet and an arc that measures 45. That means that's going to be your x right there, 45 over 360. Find the area of the circle to the nearest square foot. All right, they give us steps. Love it. All right, so the formula is A equals the angle, which is your 45 over 360 times pi r squared. Well, the first thing we got to do is to take that 42 and plug it in for the area, because we need to figure out what the r is. That's the first thing we got to do. Find your radius, because we're going to need it to find the area of the circle. And they didn't give it to us. All right, so I'm going to take my 42, plug it in for the A. I'm going to put in 45 for the angle over 360 times pi r squared. And it looks like they skipped quite a bit of steps. Which is fine. So they divided by 45 over 360, and that's a keep it, change it, flip it. So that's why they have 360 over 45, if you're wondering. And the opposite of multiplying by pi is to divide by pi. Same thing as keep it, change it, flip it. It's times 1 over pi. That's like the inverse, if you're wondering. And that's going to give me r squared. Now, the opposite of squaring is to square root, and that's why there's a radical over it. So they did a lot of, step skipping there. So I hope you understand what I said. Okay, so this is going to give me my R, and this is the knuckly number I'm going to plug in for my formula for the area of a circle, pi r squared. Now, if you're one of my students, you know I'm not going to do all of those steps like this. I'm going to show you every single step, so you're just not completely going, whoa, what the world? All right, so we're going to take that ugly thing in my calculator, square it, and that's going to give us times pi, the area of the circle. Okay, well, here goes nothing. All right, pi, open parentheses, square root 42 times 360 over 45 times 1 over pi all right. Close my parenthesis and square that. Woo! Lord, I hope I did it. Hope I did it right. I got 336. All right, the area of the circle is 336 square feet. If I typed everything in right. I hope that's right. All right. All right, we got a check coming up. Last thing before our practice. Here we go. One sector of a circle has an area of 860 square inches, and an arc is 60. All right. Zari found the area of the circle, justify. Oh, we got to justify the calculations. I like this. All right, well, 60 is going to go in for the x. So it's going to be 60 over 360. 860 is going to go in for the area of the sector. All right, so far, yeah, so good. And pi r squared. So it looks like this is just your formula. Okay, and this is, oh, well, I was just going to put substitution. I'm not sure what they want me to do here. Because from step 1 to step 2, all I did was substitute. Well, I don't know what they want here. I was going to put substitution. I guess they want me to, what, plug and chug? Maybe that should have been my substitution. But, anytime you do a proof, that's your given. So I would have said given the formula, and then I would have said, okay, we're going to substitute the things we know. I don't know. What do y'all think? What should I put right there? Maybe they want me to divide to the other side. Maybe that's what they want. Okay, I'll do that. So let's do that. All right, so 860. The opposite of multiplying by 60 over 360 is divide by 60 over 360, which is a keep it, change it, flip it. So I'm going to multiply by 360 over 60. Oh, yeah, there we go. And the opposite of multiplying by pi is to divide by pi. Well, that's a keep it, change it, flip it also. So it's going to be 1 over pi. Ooh, do I have a pi symbol? Yeah, look at that. I love it. All right. Now that's going to be equal to r squared. R squared. Ha ha. All right, the opposite of squaring is the square root that sucker. So we are square rooting. All right, and that's going to give us, I guess, our R. Okay, so formula for circle. All right, so they're replacing all of this information into the R. So this would be a substitution. And grab your calculators. Oh, no, I don't. So such a habit of doing that. There it is right there. The answer is 5,160 square inches. You know what? I'm going to do it on my calculator to see if this is actually correct. Because it does say that we have to justify. So maybe it's not right. I don't know. So let's see. Go back. All right, so let's see. 860 And that was 360 over 60. Everything else was the same. Yeah, her answer's right. 5,160 square inches. Okay, so yeah, this is the correct answer. So this is the area of the circle. Yeah. So yeah, she did it right. Great job. All right. Okay, I'm done. Up next is the practice, and that is on you to do. So good luck, you guys, and have a great one.